Okay, hi everyone. I just wanted to go over a new Swordsoul strategy. So I know that Swordsoul hasn't been really meta relevant for the past year or so. It came out 2 years ago, and I just think it's a really easy to learn deck. It's hard to master, but the lines are pretty simple for what constitutes a deck by today's standards, and it's still relatively powerful. You know, that ending on that board of Shishao Baron and a hand trap isn't really bad even in today's format. So I just wanted to kind of take it on ladder, see what it could do. It still has powerful tools in Master Duel that it doesn't in TCG, or actually it does now, but it didn't for a while, which is Protos. Protos has never been banned in Master Duel, and I just enjoy playing these sort of mid-range decks where you do a little bit of a combo, but then it's mostly interacting with your opponent using your hand traps well, and just reward you for interacting well. So let's just kind of get into it. This deck is a little weak by today's standards, so I don't expect us to win every game that we play today, but we'll try to get a few games in. But yeah, this has always been a strategy that I enjoy, and let me know below if you guys enjoy it as well. So for example, this is one of the reasons. So nowadays where this might have been a one card starter, you know, this is a 0.5 starter, so you need an actual Swordsoul to go with it. So I think here it's best to probably just pass and try to resolve our maxi. Hopefully that gets us enough draws. Luckily we have Gamma and Ash, so I don't foresee it being a problem. What another play that we could have done was maybe try to add Hara, and then Gamma would have unbricked us. But because I saw no follow-up, I didn't see a reason to. Okay, so he's going to start off with Tenpai Dragon. I'm just going to maxi here. And then let's see if he tries to Gamma our Gamma. Tries to Gamma our maxi and we can Gamma them back. So an Ash Blossom. I think the only thing is it would stop my Imperm. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and hold off on Gammaing. And then he summons Pydra. Pydra effect is set. I'm gonna go ahead and I think the best use of a hand trap is probably Imperm here. Yeah, I'm gonna Imperm. Okay, that's an amazing draw. So I'm gonna go ahead and Emergence, also known as the Swordsoul Rhoda. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Moye, and we're gonna try to play. So it looks like they have a response, most likely Droll and Lockbird, which we are able to Gamma. So hopefully we can turn this around with this. I am liking that this game kind of showcases that you're really only one card away from playing a lot of games, so don't scoop early, even if you draw a bad hand. Just try to play it out to the best of your ability. Obviously there are some games where you just can't do that, but I'd say a lot more games are winnable than people think. So here, kind of debating what to go into. We can also go Yazi. into Long Yuan, but that doesn't really get us anywhere. I'm just debating if Omega or Draco Berserker is better. So I'm thinking maybe they have a Veiler. Oh, Ghost Ogre, okay. Well, fortunately for us, this isn't too bad of a position. Because now they'll be on one card staring down a Baron. And then I can resurrect the Moye on my turn after I use up the negate. I am not making Little Knight. Then let's go ahead and deal half his life. And then we'll go main phase 2, end phase. Our Gamma will resolve, getting banished. So yeah, I mean, Swordsoul still has some powerful plays. It has really easy Baron access. It can play a bunch of hand traps. It's just a really solid deck, but by today's standards, you know, solid isn't really good enough. Where decks like Fire can spit out these huge boards at the cost of one card. But yeah, that was a great first game. So let's hop into another one. We'll try to get 3 in. But Swordsoul showing what it does best, just stunning your opponent and then setting up a strong monster and taking over the game. And as always, don't forget to check out my sponsor in the description, Decked Out Accessories, for any card sleeves, art prints. So this hand's also interesting. Fortunately, this is still combo. It's not really the strongest hand, but hopefully Maxi's able to get us there. So it looks like they're possibly chaining a Maxi. Oh, they're going Gamma. With this hand, I think I'm just gonna let it resolve. Yeah, my hand's so weak that I kind of just have to let it. So here I think I'm just gonna pass again. So unfortunately, this is kind of showcasing more of why Swordsoul is an inconsistent strategy. But usually I'd say that the deck has strong openings. If you keep it to 40, you can see Maxi a lot. You can see your Moye, Emergence. Usually it doesn't have a problem getting going. But this deck is receiving support in the future in the form of new Tenyi cards. So I'll definitely revisit that when those cards come out. So another Tenyi opponent. Here we're gonna go ahead and Ash. I think it's the only thing that we can do. Otherwise, we just get flat out OTK'd. And unfortunately, you know, there are a lot of cards that these remaining cards can be that just end the game. So we're just gonna try our best. Wow, these people are not opening those stronger hands. I mean, it's fortunate for me, but... Okay, that's a great draw. So I'm going to go ahead and inherent summon this. just to play around something. And then I'm going to try to resolve it. Okay, it resolves. There's also a play where I go like Long Yuan at Hara, make Yazi, pop the back row to play around Imperm. But Moye in itself kind of baits Imperm. But I do like... I think I like the line. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then hopefully it lets us extend better. Okay, so someone a little inexperienced with Swordsoul is going to try to droplet my Long Yuan, but that's not where he produces a token, so... So we're just going to go ahead and continue with our original play. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate Long Yuan's effect to burn. For those of you who played TCG, that was a very relevant effect, especially going first into the later time in the round. You could just steal a game off that. And it wasn't the first of its kind, but it was one of the first in archetype burn effects. Now I know that Fiendsmith has one, and they're just going to scoop it up. So Swordsoul, I still haven't summoned a Shishao, which is usually their bread and butter. But yeah, I think this deck is great still, especially if you're just a more casual or budget player. This is definitely a good deck to get into. It teaches you a lot of mechanics in the game: link summoning, synchro summoning, good resource management, good use of hand traps. And it's not too the combos are pretty linear to the point where you don't need a spreadsheet or anything. So now we're drawing a stronger hand. So just looking at this, I think I want to Long Yuan, discard Moye to try to bait a hand trap, and then we can Gamma. So let's see how that works. Oh, and they just scoop it up, so let's go ahead and get another game. They did not like that. Okay, so a relatively good hand, I'd say. Crossout will be huge for going second. So another Ecclesia, let's see what they summon. So this card can also summon Fallen of Albaz, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's Swordsoul. Oh, and it's a Swordsoul mirror. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and Imperm here, try to brick their hand. Because they already used their normal summon, that means a Taie cannot come down, but Long Yuan is still a threat to come down, so... If that card comes down, it'll be rather unfortunate, but I think that was the best spot to Imperm. So here comes Long Yuan. So they're still going to make a relatively good board. What they can do is they're going to go most likely Shishao, banish Blackout, and then they can summon a 10 and an 8. But once again, it all depends on the rest of their hand. How they can sculpt the play best to suit their the other two cards in their hand. So we might get Protos here. Because they went for the emergence line, they're probably just going to banish 3, and they figured that Protos calling Dark was more important than making a level 10. So because they don't know what we're playing, we don't really get hurt by this with this particular hand, but it can hurt, especially cutting off Vishuddha access. Okay, so we draw Gamma. So they actually ended up calling Light, which was interesting. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to summon Ecclesia. And I'm tempted to just run over Longyuan, but I don't think that's the correct play. Yeah, I don't think that's the correct play. I think I'm just going to try to resolve Ecclesia. So they're going to try to call by. I'm going to go ahead and cross out for called by. I definitely need to resolve this Ecclesia. So we're going to go for Moye. I'm putting in an attack just in case we have an opportunity to run over the Longyuan. So let's go ahead and reveal Taiye. I don't want to reveal Emergence just quite yet. Okay, so because they called Light, we're locked out of Shishao access, but we're still able to go into Berserker, which if he resolves, we'll be able to deal with this board and put us in a pretty commanding position. But, you know, this game can still go either way. And then Berserker's actually able to go into Monk, for those of you who are in the know about Tenyi. So let's go ahead and try to deal with the board. So that card is still interesting. I think it's still an unknown. It can't be Blackout or Imperm. They most likely would have done it. Can't be another called by. Yeah, I'm really lost as to what that back row can really be. But I guess we'll find out on this turn. Okay, so another Ecclesia comes down. Luckily, if they activate a Moye or Taiye, we should be able to deal with the actual monster summoning the token through Draco Berserker's effect. So luckily Draco Berserker is not going to negate anything, so they're not going to be able to summon their Iris Swordsoul. And I still find it funny that we do not have a Swordsoul token to this day. So here I'm going to go ahead and Blackout, and we should be able to seal the game knowing that their last card is Iris. We can just go into a standard Moye combo. So I think after 4 games, I'll finally be able to show the bread and butter Swordsoul combo. So it's Moye revealing another Swordsoul or Worm. And you make an 8, Shishao, search Longyuan, make a 10, and then that will kind of just seal the game, but they scoop before I'm able to do it. So that's another episode of, you know, Master Duel Ladder. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions for decks that you want to see or anything else in the comment section below. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Historian signing out.